Oh, hello. Welcome to Sometimes Video Games. I'm Adam, and this is the Sometimes Video Games podcast. Hello. How are you doing? You having a nice day? Hopefully you're having a good time. As per usual, I am joined by the maybe a little bit sleepy Charlie Walsh. How are you?
No. I'm wide awake. How dare you? I'm wide awake. I'm as awake as I've ever been in the entire history of my life, which happens to be very.
Oh, really? You're very awake,
Alert is the way I would describe myself.
like a meerkat who's being assailed by a snake.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I'm quite tired. I've also got the sniffles. Yeah, these are all issues in my life.
Mm.
But you know,
Noses
it's
and a clock of sleeping.
You have the sniffles.
yeah. Sniffles, bro.
How old are you, Charlie?
27.
No, what does that? What do you mean? Are you saying that
Yeah,
you don't get the
never too
sniffles
old to have
because
the
you're
sniffles.
old?
I wouldn't call them the sniffles.
I mean, I would probably say I've got a bit of a cold, but
I got sniffles, bro.
sure, fair play.
I got sniffles.
Also joined by Louis.
Hello.
You're right, Louis. How are you?
What the fuck was that introduction, Adam?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something to call you, and then I completely I forgot all the words, and then yeah, that's what happened there. How are you?
Alright, feeling morally grey as usual.
I'm feeling a bit morally grey today. That's a pretty fun. I don't know how do you feel morally grey at any one point in time. You're just like, hey, I'm feeling morally grey today.
Well, I'm feeling morally grey for a reason.
Is it because you're playing Fallout 4?
It is because I'm playing Fallout 4, Adam.
While we're streaming, yes.
What?
What? Yeah. So why does Fallout 4 make you feel morally grey?
Because I feel like all of the factions in the game are just not good, apart from the Minutemen. I feel like they're the only they're the only group that's like, yep, we're good. We're only going to do good. We don't advocate for genocide. Oh, and then again, maybe the genocide of Institute people because everyone just wants to kill them.
Nobody likes the Institute, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to kill them. Adam is the point.
Sure.
I would like an ending without genocide of anybody.
I think you're playing the wrong game. Would you like to play Animal Crossing instead? Because I feel like you picked up the wrong game there. You were like, I want to play a game with no genocide whatsoever. I know, let's pick the one that starts with a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Is there not another game you want to play instead?
No.
Football Manager.
I think that Football Manager has plenty of genocide.
There's no wow. It might make you want to like get that angry, but you're not actually going out and blapping people, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, what Football Manager makes me want to do instead is just go to a football match and then just yell
At the
racism
manager.
at people.
No, just right. Oh, sure. Why does Football Manager make you do that and not just football in general?
I don't know.
Because I don't think there's and I could be wrong, but I don't think there's a point in Football Manager where the crowd are just racist towards the players, like in real life.
Yeah, thankfully they haven't added that feature yet.
Do you think they will in Football Manager 22?
I hope not. I like the purity of it. I like the purity of not.
You like the idea that everyone in football's nice and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's the only. It's one of the few places where I can just like
I find it very funny how Football Manager, for you, Charlie, at least, is some sort of wholesome escapism.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like,
It makes you it just allows you to forget the woes of actual football fandom.
you can be the manager of West Ham and not have to deal with the crazy fans.
And I can just live my life. I can
Mm.
we can go away to Europe and not hear monkey chant. You know what I mean? Like it's good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That's
I-
sure.
I remember I once went to. Well, this is actually so. There are 3 separate occasions where I've been out with my friend Ahmed, where he has been called a monkey.
Really?
On 3, yeah, one of them was in the New Inn in Clitheroe.
It's not even the correct race. They're not even being correctly racist.
Yep. So an old guy literally came up to us, and there was about 6 of us like together. Just goes up to my friend Ahmed when he's getting a drink, and just goes up to him and just starts making monkey noises.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this literally just happened. Like he just went this old geezer just went up to him and just started making monkey noises.
That's just fucked up. Why? I don't.
remember Ahmed just screamed at him for a few minutes, and then we left shortly after.
Did he scream back in monkey noises? Because that would
He was just ready for like Ahmed was just ready for a fight after that, and I'm
Oh,
like,
shit,
mate,
fair.
it's like you can't. He's like old as fuck. You might kill him.
Yeah, you can't have a fight with it. Like, legitimately, regardless of how racist the old man is, you can't actually just have a fist fight with an old man.
Yeah.
You know,
Held out to Conor McGregor.
has he done that? Is that his thing?
He had a massive fist fight with an old man in a pub. It got caught on security cameras, and then yeah.
Did he kill the old man?
I say fist fight. The old man was sitting on a chair, and he just went up and punched him.
I mean, that's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah, but
He's-
he's a dick.
He's a
He's
dickhead. yeah.
dickhead, isn't he?
I actually don't know anything about him other than I think he's Irish.
He is Irish. No, he's a prick. He's an utter prick, bro. All he does is get into trouble for doing stupid stuff like that.
I mean, I feel like that sort of, boxing, I feel like is a sort of sport where that is normal.
The thing is it's one of those things where like I don't know. I don't think I think dickheadery is normal, but you have. I don't think like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's a higher proportion of boxers or MMA fighters or whatever who are.
You're probably right, because like it in
uplifting.
general it seems like a sports thing, just a sports thing. Well, it seems like a person thing in general, really, doesn't it? Let's be fair. Let's boil down to
I think
the.
if we're being honest, I think that's what it is, isn't it?
Let's boil down to it. People are dickheads.
Yeah, but he is notably an absolute cockwomble.
Fair. Does that mean that he takes up all of the garbage in Wimbledon also?
Bruv, he is the garbage in Wimbledon. If he is ever in Wimbledon,
Mm.
that was a burn specifically for when he is in Wimbledon.
Yeah, because when he's not in Wimbledon, he's not a cockwomble. But like, as soon as he's in Wimbledon, he is a cockwomble. Because they are in Wimbledon, right? Is that why they're called the Wombles?
I don't know why they're called the Wombles, to be honest with you.
What is
They
it?
are in Wimbledon.
If I just Google what is Womble.
I mean,
A fictional animal inhabiting Wimbledon Common in London, characterized as clearing up litter. Oh, it's also a verb. To mean wander in a casual or relaxed way.
yeah, you womble around.
I never heard that. I never heard of wombling around.
I thought it was bumbling around.
That's a different meaning.
Yeah, kind of.
Because wombling is like relaxed and casual, whereas bumbling is kind of wandering in a clumsy manner, I guess.
I know. You're like, oh, such a silly goose.
Mm.
Bumbling around everywhere.
What is a womble in a... So what's the definition of cockwomble?
Dickhead.
A foolish or obnoxious person.
Oh yeah, my point. Yeah, I forgot. I also had a point as well. Another one of those times where he got called a monkey was at a football match.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand. It's the wrong. Why? Like, I'm not even. At this point, I'm more angry that they just don't even know why they're being racist. They're just being like. The monkey noises are specifically towards black people, right? Not towards Asian people. So, why are you doing it like that?
Racist. This might come as a shock to everyone. Racists aren't the smartest people on the planet. So.
Sure. They don't even know why they're being racist at this point. Like, they just think, oh, skin color bad.
Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you? Okay. Did I ever tell you what someone said about black goalkeepers to me once?
I don't know, man. Like,
so
I feel like I don't.
And
know
if I have told you this story, don't say, because if I've told you this in private, I would have told you who it was. But if I do say this and you know who it is, obviously don't say who it was out loud. But someone once said to me, they went, "Do you ever see black goalkeepers like in the Premier League?" And I was like, I was like, well, yeah, of course. And I named like a bunch because like you've got like Onana, who's been one of the best goalkeepers for a while. He's playing in Ajax, blah blah blah. He was like, no, in the Premier League, do you ever see black goalkeepers? And I went, I guess there aren't currently any. I don't think this was a couple of years ago. And they went, yeah, that's because they want all the glory. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? The suggestion was that people who are black want all the glory, so they don't play.
What does that mean?
I was like, what are you talking about? That's the most weird racism I've ever heard.
Does that mean that does that mean that people who play in gold don't want glory?
Yes, it was very weird. It was a very weird statement to make.
I'm confused about what the fuck this person was talking about.
Don't play in goal because they want all the glory.
I don't understand. Oh, I don't get racism, guys. I don't understand. I don't know why it exists, and I don't understand how. People don't even know why they're racist. Right? Like, all of these things that you're saying here, they're not even racist things. They're just like people are being racist towards a certain type of person for literally no reason. It's not even like I've spoken to some people who hate all Asian people, for example, because their mother was sexually assaulted by one of them at one point in time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I guess I can understand why I can understand that position, you know? Like, I don't agree with it, but I can understand that position. I can understand why you'd be a bit like, I don't like them because of this. But, like, I don't understand how you can be like, don't like black people because they don't play in goal. What does that mean?
It was a very weird thing to say.
I
was so confused by it. I was so unbelievably confused by it.
Like, I don't know what you mean. Oh, fuck me. People, do you ever get the sinking feeling that you're one of the most intelligent people?
I never get that feeling.
And about how horrible that feels, because you of all people shouldn't be one of the most intelligent people.
I mean, you know.
I feel like there's a difference between being intelligent and being not an idiot.
That's true.
I pride myself on being being not an idiot. Like, I'm not intelligent. I'm by no means clever under any circumstances, but I consider myself not an idiot. Is I think would be more accurate, especially for a lot of us that don't align ourselves with people who these monkey-brained people who are like, the black people in goalkeeping because reason.
It's such a stupid. You're right. There is a difference between
These
being
people,
intelligent
like, you know what I mean? It's like
being
we're
not
not
an
smart,
idiot.
but we're not banging rocks together in trying to make a fire.
Hey, does that not work? I don't know if that works. They might do it. No, I agree. Like it's fucking. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. But you are right. Like there's a difference between being intelligent and being not an idiot. And like, maybe you're right. Maybe I wouldn't put myself in this like intelligent camp. Maybe I wouldn't be like, yeah, maybe I'm intelligent. But like, looking at some people makes me feel really fucking clever sometimes. Like, I look at some people, I'm like, oh shit, maybe I'm not that bad after all.
If you want to feel like you're smart, Adam, you know what you should do? You should just go on Reddit. Spend an afternoon.
Oh, I think that would just wind me up. I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever been on Reddit for anything other than to look at funny pictures. On occasion.
The funny memes.
Twitter, Reddit, 4chan, anywhere. Yeah. Well, yeah, sometimes, yeah. I don't know if I've been on... I mean, Twitter... I guess I'm kind of lucky because I feel like with Twitter, I surround myself with people on Twitter who aren't fucking stupid. But, you know, there are occasionally some people on Twitter that... This is what I mean about how, like... Because I know we've had this conversation before about how Twitter and Facebook are both fucking horrible. But like, I think a lot of people think Twitter's really like the worst one, and I personally think Facebook's the worst one. But that's because on Twitter I can avoid like all of the genuinely toxic, stupid shit because one, it doesn't come from family, and two, like most people I surround myself with on Twitter are kind of decent, and like I choose who I follow and I choose what I see, you know. Whereas on Facebook, like, it's all like, oh, you watched a political thing. Here's what 20 people who want to comment on the Daily Mail think about trans rights. And I'm like, I don't want to read that. But they show you the comment anyway. Because, like, here's the top comment on Facebook. And I'm just like, you're right, Louis. Like you said last week, it's just self-harm.
Yeah, it is self-harm.
It is self-harm. But this is why I don't go on Facebook anymore, other than to promote shit that I'm doing. Because Facebook legitimately, like, whenever I go on Facebook, I just end up delving into the depths of fucking horrible nonsense. And this is why I'm okay with Twitter, because I kind of stay the fuck away from it for the most part on Twitter. Well, there are times when I don't. But, you know, I can go through my Twitter feed. I can go through my Twitter feed right now, and I can see fucking nothing. I'm not gonna look at the trending bit on the side. I'm gonna completely ignore the trending bit on the side, because. And I can see stuff about music. I can see stuff about video games. I can see something about Bo Burnham, Metroid. There's a woman in cosplay here. I look on Facebook. Let's just go on to home on Facebook. I don't even know what this is. It's a Sonic Adventure 2, but he's a burger man. But knows, I've got an advert for Sneak. I've got an octopus eating dangerous foods. I've got Colleen Nolan being demoted from This Morning. Just like, I don't need to know any of this. Stop advertising. Daniela Westbrook unveils new face with plump lips after fillers and Botox. I don't even follow the Mirror. It's just suggested for me. It shouldn't be suggested for me because I don't think I've ever read the Mirror. But here it is. Suggested for me. Something about a person who I vaguely know exists. Well done. I don't know. It's one of those, I guess. It's just social media fucking sucks. But I much prefer Twitter. I've never been on 4chan either, to be fair. I assume you have been on 4chan, Louis?
Me, I I've never really used 4chan ever, to be quite honest. May come as a shock, but I don't really use 4chan because I am not a complete degenerate.
Sure, that makes sense. This is a good comment. They're all a culmination of being the worst outlet, best lurked, not directly engaged, like a car crash you slow down for. Avoid them all as much as you can when you directly, but peruse at your leisure. Yeah, that's a really good comment. Just in there, yeah, they're really good. Like they are kind of. It is a culmination of the worst of just everything, but like. Yeah, like you can just lurk at it. You're like this is kind of why I don't mind Twitter and I kind of just scroll it and shit. But I guess TikTok and stuff like that exists in the same realm as well, right? Because as we were saying last week, I do tend to see, and not necessarily TikTok, but YouTube Shorts, but I do tend to see the political stuff on YouTube Shorts as well. And by that I mean like the political stuff I don't necessarily agree with. There's a dude who keeps turning up on my YouTube Shorts who I have blocked from turning up on my YouTube Shorts because I don't want to see him anymore. Who specifically sits there and laughs at Joe Biden, and I'm like, sure, or like says Trump is the best president America's ever had. Why? I don't want to watch this. Why have you sent me this? What do you mean? Or I saw fucking Ben Shapiro reviewing Squid Game yesterday, which was hilarious, but.
So wait, you mean on our YouTube Shorts?
No, on well, my personal YouTube Shorts recommendations pages. You know, if you have you used YouTube Shorts before?
Not really, no.
Or TikTok or anything like that.
No, I don't use TikTok either because I for reasons.
Sure. So when you go on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, you'll see a video. Usually it's like something recommended for you. So like, I follow a few people. Like there's a dude called Malad, I think or Malad. I don't know. He works at Subway and he makes sandwiches and talks about stories that happened while he worked at Subway. And I genuinely find it very cathartic maybe to watch this guy in first person make Subway sandwiches. And just talk about stupid shit like how someone came in and tried to steal some Coca-Cola from the machines with a paper cup. And I'm like, you know what? I enjoy this shit. It's fun. It's interesting. But I'll scroll down a couple times and then it'll just sort of descend from there into complete madness. And like sometimes it'll be a woman with no clothes on. Sometimes it'll be someone saying Trump's incredible. Sometimes it'll be something I genuinely find interesting. And I don't actually know how to stop the algorithm there because I feel like once you've already scrolled down, you've started watching that video and it affects your entire recommendations feed. Right?
It really does.
Yeah, like as soon as I start, like the second I see this naked woman, I'm like, oh,
as soon as you click on one once, you click on one of these videos once, and you are just
your recommendations are full.
A mailing list for it's why I hate like recommended stuff because it's just like I watched it because it piqued my interest for a brief 3 seconds. I wish I could have YouTube just understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's when you click on any of those things and instantaneously it's just your feed is just you clicked on this one thing once. Here's everything you've ever. And you're like, oh my god, please.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is when you're someone say of our political persuasion or whatever, and you click on some absolutely chaotic nonsense. Every race apart from whites are bad for these reasons. So you click on it because you're like, this. What are you even talking about? And then after like 5 seconds, you realize actually I don't want to watch this nonsense.
But it's already there.
Leave, and then the next time you come on YouTube, it's like, oh, I heard you're a racist, father. Would you like to have a look at all of these
You're
things?
a racist now, father.
It's like, why?
One thing out there that sort of corrupt my YouTube Shorts a bit.
Yes.
Like I ended up, I was saying a little bit earlier. I ended up seeing Ben Shapiro reviewing Squid Game, which was not something I thought he did. I didn't think he cared about films or television or anything like that. I thought he only cared about
he used to be
politics.
that's what he wanted to do. That was his dream job. He tried to become a screenwriter in Hollywood before he failed and decided to become a dickhead.
Well, I think that's probably for the best because
what a career choice, right?
I know, right? Because like his review of Squid Game was interesting, and I agreed with him in terms of like it's an enjoyable show and shit. But then he started talking about the politics of the show, and man, has he got that wrong. Like on so many levels. He's like, oh, it's clearly a very communist thing about how everyone hates capitalism and all the good guys are poor and all the bad guys are evil. And I'm like, no. It's not anywhere near as black and white as that, you know? I mean, for one, it doesn't even try and talk about communism in any way whatsoever. Like, I don't know where he got that from.
What you saying about communism?
Yeah.
Communism is the work of the devil.
I don't know where that's the thing, isn't it, in America? They all hate communism. I don't know. I don't get it, whatever.
I think it's a worldwide thing most of the time. Or at least I say worldwide. Hear it in America.
I'm not a communist by any means, but like I find the whole demonization of a political thought that doesn't really exist in today's society.
It's because it's taught. That's what it is, right? So you're in school and you get taught, oh, there was this guy called Stalin who did communism and he was bad and look how many people died. But then you like extrapolate that out because that's the only real time you hear anything about communism. And then it gets to the stage where you're like, okay, now I think all of communism in every aspect constantly is bad. There is no good because Stalin did it and there was death.
Yeah.
So it's not like...
Yeah.
It's just the way it's taught because that's just how you get taught it in schools, which isn't necessary. It's not like if you're doing history, because in secondary school or whatever, you're not doing politics. So for the most part, I assume. Like I never did politics in.
No, I think you do. Like, I think you get the option to later on, like, but not in primary schools or anything like that.
Yeah, and we didn't get it in secondary either. I didn't get to do politics until college, but that means that you're looking at it through the bent of history. And instead of like if there was a perfectly functional normal communist country that was just going about their business, you wouldn't be taught in history class because that's not a historical event, that's just something that's happening in the world, you know.
Yeah,
so you get all the bad things.
Oh, definitely. I know we've talked about school a few times in the last like few podcasts and stuff. Schools definitely need to teach politics in some way, and I don't mean by that like they need to teach you how to do politics or how to be political, but they definitely need to be like, okay, this is how our political system works. You know?
Yeah, I think it's something that should be moved towards somehow.
I don't know. I have opinions on schools, obviously.
I think we all do. That's why we've had many conversations.
We have had, yeah, true.
But I realized the same thing with the like algorithms and that. Because my girlfriend's got really into TikTok. I hate
said
it. in the most
TikTok.
Old man in she's been watching this thing called
the
TikTok.
The TikTok, they say. I don't know what that means. Is it about a clock?
Yeah, exactly. But I realized as I was scrolling through that, or as she was scrolling through that, and I was there, I realized that it's the same thing. Like TikTok has like. It's supposed to have very good algorithms and works your stuff out pretty well and like feeds it to you pretty efficiently. But I realized like the only way it can tell, because if you're scrolling for the For You page, then you're literally watching everything. So it's the amount you're watching.
Of time that you're watching, yeah.
And if you're figuring that out as a percentage basis on a TikTok, which is 10 seconds long, you watch 2 seconds of something, all of a sudden that's 20%. You know, you watch 20% of a YouTube video that's an hour long, that's significantly more time. And so like the actual funnel of like getting you to specific points is insane. You know, it's insane.
Because I don't necessarily watch TikTok, but there have been some TikTok channels that I enjoy, or like TikTok creators that I have found through YouTube Shorts and gone, hey, you know what, I really like this. This is really cool. This is interesting, or cathartic, or nice, or funny, whatever. Like there's like one that I can think of in the back of my head that I would never have seen is I think they're called Lionfield, and they're two Italian dudes who like musically get offended at what people in America are doing with pasta.
Oh, that guy here.
It's incredible. Like, it's great. I really enjoy that sort of shit. It's just funny to watch them go, "Oh no, you put ketchup on pasta. That's a war crime. Here's a cup of tea that I'm going to ruin." You know, it's good fun. There's some good stuff on. I tweeted yesterday. I was like, "Is it weird that I'm getting into TikTok and stuff?"
No.
I always feel a little bit like, am I too old?
I think it's wrong.
Yeah, it is. It is wrong. I just feel like, am I too old? You know.
No, I don't. No, but it's like saying, is someone too old to watch YouTube?
True.
You know what I mean? I think you can find whatever you want. I think if you watch like TikTok compilations, then sometimes you just look at it and you're like, "Raw, this Zoomer humor is. I can't be dealing with this. What is going on here? Like, how is this so popular? I literally do not understand where the joke even is."
Yeah, but the thing is, you can look at the shit that we watched in the 2000s and how
Mate, you absolutely can.
How the generation above us are, oh, this is gashed, this.
What's funny about badger, mushroom?
To be fair, I never thought it was funny. It's just a banger.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
It's a banger. It is actually a banger.
Actually, it's just a big vibe. You know what I mean? But I think that's the thing. Is like you look at anything. Right?
I've got a big bag of crabs here. Remember that one?
I do.
Yeah, but see, we've laughed at that. Like, why have we laughed at that? He's just got
or the Asdaf movies by Tomska, who shut my head in a fridge door, which I will always mention every opportunity.
You shove it in there like the head in the door.
Yeah. See, like you're kind of right though with the ASDF stuff. Like ASDF movie is like, it's very I guess maybe millennial. I would say probably. Like, it's very of its time. Like, I don't know if people still think.
I would call it aggressively millennial.
Yeah, like, do Gen Z, do people who think TikTok's great now look at that and go, "This is great"? Because
no, I think they look at that and think, "Oh, it's a bit cringe."
Yeah, but like, ideally, it's something that, like, you know, the little 10-second skits that he does, they would be great on TikTok, right? Like, if they were made today. But they're all kind of that sort of like lol random humor, right?
It's low random humor, but everyone likes low random humor. If you're a certain age,
not everyone. I would say I think if you're of a certain generation, you kind of enjoy it.
Yeah,
I think young people of the next generation will still enjoy it just as much. I think it's an age thing, you know. I think when we were younger, on the internet, that was the humor, like that was the prevalent type of comedy.
Well, yeah, when we were
on the internet,
getting on
so
that,
for us, it's like something that we lived with, and so we've just carried through. But I think if you're a 14, 15-year-old watching Asdaf movie now, you'd probably still find it super hilarious.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't think they're as saturated by it as we were, so it's not like.
No, you wouldn't hit like. So there's a thing, and I assume it kind of has gone over to this generation. Like, I have heard people go, "Bitch, you almost made me drop my croissant," or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you know,
this is the oldest.
You made me drop my croissant.
Conversation we've ever had.
This is the what?
This is the oldest conversation we've ever had.
I guess so. I'm feeling old today, apparently.
The kids today.
I
see them and they're playing Fortnite.
But like these things aren't, you don't hear them everywhere, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you definitely would have, and probably still do, hear like the Muffin song everywhere. Yeah, the words.
Well, that's a good example. The Muffin song went re-viral on TikTok.
Oh, did it?
It wasn't. It was obviously from our generation to an extent. I mean, it was after Asdaf movie had started, but it was from our generation to an extent, and then it went re-viral on TikTok.
Did it?
You know,
I have no
and that
idea.
is just an Asdaf movie joke.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, it's even a joke. It's just a song about depression, right?
Sure, but I mean, it comes from the joke, and the bit that went viral is a muffin say, "Please, I want to die. Someone eat me."
Yeah. But obviously, they're not going to hear that everywhere, I guess. TikTok gets weird. I don't understand what makes things trending on TikTok, and we've seen this a bit with our own YouTube Shorts and stuff. Like, things will just bust, and we'll go, "Oh, fuck!" Like, why is us looking at a wall got 10k views? What?
way that things happen, isn't it?
It is weird. And I saw it was the Bring Me the Horizon song, like not even a single, just got incredibly popular one year, like 5 years after it was released, just because it got on TikTok somehow. And I'm like, what? What's happening here?
What's this song?
Can You Feel My Heart from Sempiternal.
Oh.
Like the opening track of that album somehow was on TikTok for a bit, and then it just got really popular. My
Power of the internet.
like last year as well. Like, Jesus, man. Yeah, it is the power. The internet's crazy. The internet's crazy.
I mean, Lil Nas X.
Yeah, Lil Nas X is totally a meme, and like he embraces TikTok and shit like that.
I love how the main question, like actually, I put in Lil Nas X on Google just to see what the top result came up with of the most searched for.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess what it was?
I don't know. Is Lil Nas X gay?
Yes, that is exactly.
Oh, really? It. Is that the question?
Yeah, that was the question. Is Lil Nas X?
Like he's straight up, like he owns the being gay, right?
No.
Isn't that
I think he's publicly come out and said that he's not gay.
No, he is.
Yeah, he said he's gay, right? Like the thing, like he came out to say he was gay after Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, yeah, blew up. He came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm gay." It was a whole thing.
He was like, "I'm gay," and if you didn't realize,
every single one of his music videos now is just him and a bloke having a bit of a fun time.
Yeah.
Which to be clear, I love him and 100% back it.
I enjoy a lot of his stuff actually. Like one of the songs that he wrote is basically just about him being gay as a teenager in school and being hated. Well, not being hated for it, but feeling very alone because of it. And I think that's genuinely it's really his album's great. His album's great.
It's like that meme where that guy on Omegle this kid was like, "I just got bullied for being gay," and the guy's like, "Ha! It's just about to happen again." Fucking internet, man.
Sure. The internet's a thing. No, I respect Lil Nas X a lot. Actually, I do. I genuinely respect him a lot. He's done a lot. He's done a lot with what he's got, and I think he is doing a lot of good, or at least was doing a lot of good for like young gay people, especially young black gay people. Like, my God, I can only name like 3 like black gay musicians. Yeah. And I don't think either of the other 2 that I could name put a massive focus on it in their music.
No, he's amazing.
Well, the other 2 were Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator, and I think Tyler might be bi. I'm not sure, but
he's G. He's a G.
Tyler or Lil Nas X.
Well, I think all 3 of them are very talented.
They're all incredibly talented people.
Yeah, that's not to diss the other 2. I'm just saying Lil Nas X is a absolute lad.
Reminds me, like TikTok keeps throwing me Tyler the Creator stuff, because I really love his new album, and I loved his last album as well. But he's a mad person. He's so mad. There's one where he's making waffles or something. He's come on a TV show with a woman. It's obviously a skit. But he's like a guest host on a cooking show, and he's trying to cook waffles, and the woman's trying to interrupt and do the hosting, and he's just like, "Shut up, bitch! I'll make my waffles the way I want to make." It's great. And then he
another just great lad.
You what?
Just another great lad. You know what I mean?
Another great lad. The ladism is it's a thing now, isn't it?
What a lad!
What a lad! Yeah, lads. What is lads? I don't understand. Like, lad is a real cultural term now, right?
I don't know. It's just a lad, isn't it?
Yeah, but like,
what a geezer!
It never meant It never meant that sort of stuff, right? I think lad always meant, oh, he's a young man or whatever.
I think the thing is, in the North, lad has an actual meaning,
and it's gone up to be like lads.
Yeah, whereas everywhere else in the country,
like that.
It's just a male individual, and even then.
Oh, do you think to Londoners is it just a male individual, not like lads?
It's not a phrase. We just say, "Oh, it's lad." It's a lad. Yeah. Like it's just like again in the north or even in the southwest as well. Like when you go out down there, it's like, oh, the lad was up the road or whatever, and you're talking about like a young dude.
Sure.
But like everywhere else, like especially in London, like there was nah. It's just a phrase.
Because you are named a top lad on many things.
Yeah.
Is it just because you were like does that mean a top male individual? No, or does that mean lads?
Yeah, that you go cheeky Nando's with the boys.
Sure.
With the lad.
So you're saying that's a northern term?
No, I just think in the north lad has an actual meaning.
Oh no, I think it means exactly. Well, I think it always had that actual as a meaning.
No, I mean, no. My granddad, who's from Yorkshire, would describe someone as a lad, but he wasn't saying, "Oh, he's a geese. He's going up Nando's and getting a few cans with the lads."
Yeah, but we wouldn't say geese, would we? We wouldn't say. I don't think we'd say geese.
I'm sort of translating it, but you understand what I mean.
You'd say geezer, but we wouldn't say.
He's not saying that. What he was saying, he was just saying, you know. It has a meaning in the north.
What's a person?
It has a meaning in the north, whereas down here, it doesn't really have a meaning. Because we've just taken it and just made it into whatever we wanted it to be.
Maybe.
Like we do with all things, you know? In the same way that the
word shanking happened.
Yeah, we're the same way, like, shanking as a phrase starts happening when you realise that comes from Shakespearean English, and you're like, oh. And it's like, yeah.
Shanking.
But it's just one of those things where it just gets taken and it's just like, right, well, it means this now. But it doesn't have a historical meaning like lad would.
Sure. That's interesting. I didn't realize, like, because I just thought it was a word everywhere, I guess, you know? But also, like, lad Bible and shit. Not lad Bible doesn't mean, like, young man Bible. It means... Lads!
This is the most... we should rename our podcast The Retirement Home, because we have been wild today.
The Retirement.
We have been wild today.
Yeah, I'm old, right? Fuck you.
No, it's not because you're old. It's just the way we've spoken about things. It's just so boomer. I love it. I'm here for it.
You reckon?
We're of an age bracket where Call of Duty Modern Warfare is considered retro.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
That is the thing. I mean,
Arkham City, Batman Arkham City this week had its 10-year anniversary.
Arkham City's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is mad. That is a bit mad. Why?
It came out in 2011.
2011. Jesus. With Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is coming up to its 10th anniversary as well.
November, innit?
Yes, November 11th.
Like, you had, like, I think Portal 2 came out in 2011. I'm trying to think what else was around Game of the Year that time. Uncharted 3, I think, was 2011.
Let's have a look.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. That's how old it is.
The Dark Souls. Skyward Sword just had its anniversary edition remaster as well. I never played Arkham Knight. I think Arkham City was the last one that I played, to be fair.
I played Arkham Knight. I thought it was fine.
Yeah?
I thought it was fine. It wasn't too, like, most of the, like, it was really bad on PC. The PC
I heard...
God awful.
I heard the PC port was horrendous. I heard it was really bad.
What was this, Arkham Knight or whatever? Yeah, that was awful. Like, you can see the videos. Like, it was like the frame rate was unplayably bad. Like, it just kept dipping constantly, and it was just really bad to the point where it was like a slideshow.
It was really? Yeah, it was very not good.
That's
the actual game itself, because I played it on PS4, I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Like, the one that I enjoyed most was Arkham Asylum, but I think I preferred the kind of closed, the more enclosed, I guess, Metroidvania feel of the thing. I think City was good, but it was a little bit too open for me, and then they kept going more open, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I really enjoyed Asylum.
I really like City. I love City as well, but like Arkham Asylum is the one. Arkham Asylum's a 10 for me. Like if you're looking at it that way, Arkham Asylum is a 10 out of 10. Arkham City is like a 9 out of 10. Like I really like Arkham City, but like you say, I think it loses something a little bit by going open world, and I understand how like most people would prefer that, and that's why you usually get the that's why you usually get the when you have a discussion of which one's better between City and Asylum, the vast majority of people will say would say City, but yeah, Arkham Asylum for me.
Yeah, that's yeah, Arkham Asylums. I found the Riddler trophies in that more fun to find as well. In general.
Yeah.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what he does. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at the
Mr. Batman
2011 now. Rayman Origins. There you go, Charlie. Rayman Origins. Little Big Planet 2.
That was a while ago.
I feel old now.
that was a bare time ago.
Now that you've mentioned it, Charlie, I just feel very old. And
welcome.
It actually happened earlier because whenever we speak about I Am Fish, Louis sings the £1 Fish song. I realized the man who sung the £1 Fish song is like 7 years older than me.
Is he?
And I'm like, no.
I thought he was like, I thought he was in his like 50s or something.
He was born in 1981.
Oh damn! But then again, I think I've somehow managed to artfully avoid actually watching the video.
Sure. I'm surprised at that because the picture on his Wikipedia page is him singing at West Ham.
Yeah, because the market he sung at is the one that was outside Upton Park.
Did you meet him?
No, as I said, I didn't even watch the video. So no. No. Do you know him? Is he your brother?
Is he your brother? Yeah. You live in the same area. You must be related.
No, but what do you call it? No, I just somehow never watched the video. I don't even know how I managed to do that, but I just never did. I've seen it like on someone else's computer. Or whatever.
What?
Or like when he was big, I've seen it like on the news or whatever, but I never actually watched it, so I never took in the information.
You saw it on somebody else's computer, so you were like in someone's house and they were just playing it on the computer in the background.
Like if you're like, say you're on a bus or something and you see something playing on someone's phone or whatever. Like I've not sat down and actually watched the one. At no point have I watched the £1 Fish video. But in my head, he was like some 50-year-old geezer. Some bloke in his 50s who's singing about £1
But he's
Fish.
not in his 50s, he's 40.
Well, the fact you said he's 7 years older than you is distressing to me.
Yeah, £1 Fish, man. 40 years of age, 1981.
Yeah. Come on, ladies.
It's good. It's making me feel really old. 22 years ago, Quake 3 Arena. I never played that, but I mean, what was? I mean, what did Final Fantasy X's like 20 odd years old, right? 25 maybe. I'm sorry, I played that as a teenager.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of things from 2011 and that stuff that's also happened this week, you ready for this? I mean, God. Uncharted 3 came out in 2011.
Oh, the
Uncharted
trailer.
Trailer came out this week. Have either of you two seen it?
No.
It's oh my God.
That good or that bad?
If you've ever wanted to watch a film trailer, that's the one. It's a trailer. It's got everything that every film trailer has to have in it.
What?
I hate film trailers.
Tom Holland? What does every film trailer need to have in it?
I despise film trailers. They're all the same, bruv. They're all the same nonsense. You have like flipping. You get like.
There's the Inception horns.
No. That's a 2011 joke, bruv. Let me put it this way, right? You get a song that is old, right?
What song is old?
Any song from like the 80s.
Okay.
Right? A remix of it or a cover of it, right? So you either get a remix of it which has like orchestral or big elements, or you have a version of it which is some woman doing and sad singing of it.
Oh yeah.
So in this one, it was what was it? I want to say it was AC/DC, but I'm not sure.
Oh God.
But it was this big orchestral version of it, right? Where you have the original vocals, and then like sort of like big cinematic orchestra hits.
Ramble On
Then
by Led Zeppelin.
then you have the thing where like they'll introduce the characters in a slightly awkward, janky way. And then the big thing that they have this and 3 years ago, you'd have to have one of these in a trailer. Now they put 18 of them in. They just keep putting it in. And it's the bit where like it builds up to a crescendo and then all the music suddenly stops and a joke happens. And then the music carries on and then another joke. It's like, and it's the most generic film trailer I've ever seen. It has literally every beat that you'd ever need. Trailers are doing this thing now. I don't know if you noticed where like at the beginning of it, they have like a 2 to a 5 second version of the trailer that plays before the trailer. Then a title screen pop up saying this is the Uncharted trailer. But that's specifically so when you upload it to places like Twitter, it catches people's attention.
Yeah.
And it's just like it has every single thing. And I was watching it, and I was like, "This is the most generic film trailer I've ever seen in my entire life." It's the word. I hate film trailers with a passion. I really do.
I don't watch many film trailers now. I did watch the Spider-Man. What's the next one called? No Way Home. I did watch that trailer, but to be fair, I watched that trailer because like there's a lot of hype surrounding that, because of I don't know if either of you saw the Spider-Man trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I know why.
You know why there's hype. And I watched to be fair, I watched the last trailer for the last Spider-Man film. Was a bit hype for the same reason as well, because of J.K. Simmons is his name? J.K. Simmons, yeah. He's pretty sick. Obviously Alfred Molina pops up and he's like, "Hi, Peter," and then you're like, "Oh, what? No!" And you get Willem Dafoe's little giggle in the middle there as well. That was pretty cool. I don't tend to watch. I mean, I think maybe Marvel's different. I kind of hate it. I kind of hate that, And this is probably going to be a bit boomery as well of me, but I kind of hate that Marvel is the only reason why I go and watch films in the cinema now.
I just watch something else.
It's not even necessarily that, because like I'll still watch films and I'll still watch stuff on Netflix or whatever. So like I've been watching a lot of anime from this season. I've also been watching Made on Netflix, which is quite good. And I'll watch films here and there and stuff as well. I used to watch a lot of films, but it's just I kind of like it and I kind of dislike it. But I feel like the Marvel films have reignited people's love of going to the cinema.
I kind of like it's weird. But I had this revelation like a couple of years ago when we were watching something. I don't remember what. Right, one of the Marvel films. But they've basically just put a TV show in a cinema and made you pay for every episode. Like it's sort of what they've done.
What with the Marvel
everything
stuff?
plays in the Marvel films. Like everyone plays into each other. They're all building up to certain things. It's just like
I guess so. I think that's kind of how the cinematic universe thing is supposed to go, like a TV series. But I feel like they're all at least standalone. Like it doesn't. It's not the same as watching a TV series where you need to watch every episode. Like you can definitely watch individual Marvel movies and get a lot out of it.
Look at say Doctor Who. It's the same. It's the exact same thing as Doctor Who.
I don't think it is. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Everything stands perfectly by themselves, and then they all build. But there's little bits and pieces that build up into a big crescendo finale. It's the same thing.
Sure.
They're like the Avengers films and all that are just the finales. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. It just is what it is. Yeah. I mean, like I think the thing that frustrates me is how readily people I know will watch like quite average Marvel films, but then when something like say The Favorite comes out, which I saw whenever that came out,
is that the Queen one with Olivia Gold?
Yeah, I was like, this is so good, and like they're like, can't be asked.
I don't think I would watch
Ant-Man and the Wasp will come out, and then they're all like, let's go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. And it's like, I don't because obviously if you're super into something, be super into it. I'm totally okay with that. Sure. But at the same time, you knew that film was really middling going into it. But then when something that's actually really good, and the thing is with the people I'm talking about as well, these aren't just like they're obviously huge comic book fans. Like I have a lot of friends who are huge comic book fans,
yeah.
but they aren't like, I don't know how I want to word it. They do cinematography, and I'm like, bruv, why are you not watching this banger that's come out, but you're watching something that has no value or worth to you?
Wait, well, no, you say that, but like, if they are Marvel fans or comic book fans anyway, surely Ant-Man and the Wasp does have worth to them. And like,
no, I know, I
I
guess,
specifically
but
wouldn't have watched The Favourite because it's about the royal family and the Queen and shit. Like, and yeah, I heard that it was a decent film, but I didn't hear it was like amazing or anything.
Watch The Favourite, it bangs. But like, it bangs. But like, it just frustrates me because like these are people who are actively into like film and into cinematography and stuff like that, and like The Favourite, like I'm just using The Favourite as an example of a film that wasn't an MCU film, or even if we want to go further, it isn't a franchise film that came out that was really, really good. Like winning awards all over the shop good. And yet we went, when me and my girlfriend went to go watch it, there was barely anyone in the cinema, and we went really early in this cycle as well. And yet again, you go to like my friends who are I cannot stress this enough. Cinematographers, video producers, people who hold a camera for a living.
Sure.
And like they're like, oh yeah, we'll go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. And it's like, and again, I'm just using Ant-Man as a Wasp example of a very middling Marvel film. Like that's probably one of the Marvel films that are on the lower end.
It's like, it's fine, but it's not like,
it's known as one of the ones that where you just, it's not like, it's on the lower scale. If you were to rank them, it would be in the lower quarter or whatever.
Sure, but
it's just a fine film.
So I'm looking at like the Oscars for 2018, which is when The Favourite came out in, and like, okay, fair play, I didn't go to the cinema to watch any of these, but I have seen a few of these films, like the big ones. So like The Shape of Water was the big one. And I've seen The Shape of Water because I was like, oh, Guillermo del Toro, I'd love to see that, you know. Like Baby Driver came out that same year. I really wanted to see Baby Driver. In fact, I would have seen Baby Driver in the cinema, but
I've not seen enough Marvel films.
I love Edgar Wright. Have you not? Have you not seen all of them?
I've seen like, I feel like I've seen not a lot of them. The most of the ones I've seen are the ones I've seen with you.
Well, I mean, even I don't go out of my way to watch the Marvel ones. I go with, well, I went with everybody else. Oh God, this was also the year, okay, 2018. I remembered why 2018 pissed me off at the Oscars now, and it's just because I've gotten to the best animated feature film section, where The Boss Baby got nominated.
There's not that many big animated films.
No, there definitely were. Because I can name two now that aren't nominated. Your Name and A Silent Voice, both incredible animated films.
Never heard of either of them.
You've not heard of Your Name?
It's not Boss Baby.
Boss Baby, shit.
Why you diss Boss Baby? It's a baby and he's the boss. Shit. And he's probably like voiced by like
Alec Baldwin,
Mark Wahlberg or something.
Alec Baldwin.
There you go, Boss Baby.
No.
Boss Baby, bro.
Your Name is, I mean, it's Japanese, so you should have heard of Your Name. Your Name is massive.
I mean, I doubt it.
Either way, they're both way better.
It also says here it came out in 2016.
I think in Japan maybe that one wasn't.
Oh, fair enough. Boss Baby.
Boss Baby sucks.
Boss Baby. It came out in the United States 2017, April 7th, 2017. So yeah, it's probably available for that selection. Boss Baby.
And the Silent
I've never seen Boss Baby.
So
I'm just taking an unnecessarily strong stance on Boss Baby. I've never seen it.
You don't need to see Boss Baby. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
great.
It didn't win. I'll be fair, it didn't win, but it was nominated, and I was very annoyed that it was nominated. Coco won, which is fair because it's a Disney film, so you know, if it's Disney, it wins, right? That's how best animated features go. Anyway, my point is, like, because I am into films, you know, and I would definitely go and watch more films. It's hard to keep track of stuff. And I feel like I stopped going to cinema.
Films are just frustrating because they're so expensive, you know?
And that's why I stopped going to the cinema to watch films, and why I'd get DVDs or Netflix or, you know, rental stuff or whatever. And so I'd always go out of my way to watch stuff that I find interesting if I find it on Netflix or if I find it online or whatever. Like, I went out of my way to watch Jojo Rabbit. And I really wanted to watch Jojo Rabbit when it came out in cinemas because I love Taika Waititi, but I never ended up seeing it in cinemas. I ended up watching it on my phone illegally.
Sure.
You know? But I think
that's the thing that's just frustrating, is like how, again, and it's frustrating, but it's like, it's genius. It's only frustrating, but it's just like, because like Marvel films are
they're
the
so big.
blockbuster popcorn flicks of our age,
Mm.
like, you all go and watch it as a group.
You do, yeah.
I don't know. No one go. I don't know anyone who goes to watch a Marvel film consistently by themselves.
No.
You know.
No,
And like, that's kind of the thing, is like, I think film going in general is quite a group activity, but trying to get enough people to go and watch, say, if we'll just continue to use The Favourite as an example, trying to get enough people to go and watch The Favourite together is probably a massive struggle, whereas trying to get people to go and watch Marvel is probably incredibly easy.
Like, I reckon
I could message I could message my friends right now, and just say, yo, would you want to go and watch whatever Marvel film is coming out next?
Do you want to go watch the new Spider-Man film? They go, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Which is probably unfair, because that one's probably going to be good. But like,
I mean, it probably is going to be good, but it doesn't matter whether it's good or not. The point is, you can go, do you want to go watch Spider-Man? And they'll go, yeah. Whereas if you went, hey, do you want to watch and here's something coming out on the same sort of day that I don't know any of these films. West Side Story, the West Side Story remake. No one's gonna want it. You know, no. Clifford the Big Red Dog, maybe.
The other thing, it's not just Marvel; it's just all.
Because the Bond film is big as well, isn't it? The new Bond film that just came out, people will be wanting to watch that. There's the Ghostbusters film that people will want to watch. Last Night in Soho has just come out, and I wouldn't mind watching that.
Right.
Wouldn't mind watching that. I'm sure it's fantastic. It's Edgar Wright. It's got Karen Gillan in it. Matt Smith. Anya Taylor-Joy. She's from the Queen's whatever it's called. The Queen's Gambit. You know, she's pretty big. Oh, Thomasin McKenzie. She was in Jojo Rabbit. She's in it. And I was like, I'd like to go see that. I guarantee I won't be able to find anyone to go watch that film with me.
Annoying.
It is. But I get it.
It just annoys me.
Because it's easier, isn't it? It's easier. You just go, everyone wants to go watch Spider-Man. Cool, let's go watch Spider-Man. Let's go watch Spider-Man. Let's go have some popcorn.
What I think is, I just hate culture. That's what I hate. I just hate culture.
You hate culture? What do you mean you hate culture?
I feel like we should all just go be watching stuff like The Green Knight or whatever that's out at the moment, because
why The Green Knight?
It's a good film that's not franchise, as far as I'm aware.
I think it is a franchise, right?
I don't think so. I think it's based on
something
Arthurian legend, but it's not like the sequel to Knights of the Round Table. It's not in the Arthurian cinematic universe.
I mean,
the MCU, the Merlin cinematic universe. It's not that. It's it's something that's at least got some. That doesn't play into 8 other things. Like you look at say what was that? The Batman trailer that just came out, for example. Right, and I use this as an example because it's not part of the MCU. So like, it's not part of the DCEU, right? It's not part of the DC cinematic universe they want to and are trying to build, right? If you want to watch that, you watch the Flash one that just came out. You don't watch the Batman one that's coming out.
Sure. I mean, you'll watch both.
But even that, even that, ignoring the fact that it is Batman, for a second, because obviously Batman, even that has already had 2 sequels greenlit and 2 spin-off shows on HBO. That's not from the DCEU in general. That's just specifically from this one Batman, which is standalone to the rest of the DCEU anyway.
Jesus.
Like, because you are getting the Flash at the same time, which is opening up a multiverse type thing where you're getting Michael Keaton's Batman's going to be in it. what's that guy who just was Batman but is no longer Batman?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, his Batman's going to be in it. There's different types of the Flash in it. There's lots of different things going on in that, right? And that's playing into all of these different things. But even the one that is completely separate from that whole palaver has still got this many sequels greenlit, this many shows being developed for this thing, and it's just like everything is everything now. Nothing can just be like these singular things, you know. And that was the thing that, and wrestling it back to video games slightly, but that was the thing that always frustrated me about like the Last of Us sequel is like the Last of Us didn't need it. It existed in its own terms and its own merits, and it just was there. And like, sure, look, I really like Last of Us 2. I love the Last of Us 2, but like, why can't anything just be a standalone thing? You know, it's so annoying.
I agree.
I like. That's probably why I'm attracted to indie games a lot of the time more than anything else. It's just because they're actually just doing something different. They're like, here's an idea we've had. It doesn't play into anything else. It's just an idea we've had, and then you move on. And they're usually cool and original and unique, and not the same nonsense 18,000 times. I don't know. It's just very frustrating to me.
But like, only sticking on games. Did you see the Chocolatier? The new Stardew Valley dudes game.
Oh, yes. I didn't know the name of it, but yeah.
Haunted Chocolatier, I think it's called. I mean, it's just Stardew Valley, but it's about chocolate instead of farms, right?
That was my...
So is that more impressive, or is that just the same, or is it... How do you feel about that sort of thing?
I mean, I haven't seen... I'm deeped it enough to really.
I would like a Stardew Valley, except you just make chocolate instead. I would fucking love that.
Sure, but like to me, that's just a sequel to Stardew Valley, right?
Yeah, it is.
Or even kind of. Yeah, it's just Stardew Valley again, but is chocolate instead of cows.
I mean, yeah, I think it's like we'll see how it plays out.
Sure.
If it is just the exact same thing as Stardew Valley, then yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Like loads of people love Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
That's not a.
Yeah, of course not. That's not. Yeah.
But if it is literally the exact same thing as Stardew Valley, but you're doing chocolate, then yeah, sure. I don't think it is, but at the same time, I haven't looked enough into it.
From what I can, I don't.
The premise, the top line premise is Stardew Valley, but you are doing chocolate.
Yeah.
And I think.
And there's some improvements
like
here and there.
Based or something, but like I'm not. Again, I don't know the like true similarities of it.
True. I mean, we don't know much about the game, to be fair, either. But there's a lot of hype for that because specifically it's Stardew Valley by the Stardew Valley guy. Same with Deltarune, which is just Undertale 2. You know, like it happens in indies as well. Like even
I get it. Yeah, that's not to say it doesn't happen in indies.
Yeah.
But like, remember when Watch Dogs came out, and like before it even come out, Ubisoft would talk about how it's a franchise.
Yeah. But I don't understand that because nobody even cared about Watch Dogs at the time. Ubisoft were fucking. They were
no. But no.
Talk about how iconic the game was.
Before Watch Dogs came out, it was a big deal.
It wasn't that big a deal.
Before it came out, it was a huge deal.
I don't think it was. I don't think people were talking about it.
No. It was the biggest game that was coming out before it came out.
Really?
Do you remember we were sitting down having conversations with like? Do you remember we had conversations with Seth at Grim Games about it? We had it on a podcast once.
I'll be honest. We had a whole the words Watch Dogs probably came up, and I probably zoomed out. But
I'll be honest. Your memory's off on this one. Like genuinely, before it came out. It was a big deal. Now, the second it came out and everyone realised...
But all I remember from before Watch Dogs came out was how Ubisoft was saying that the game was iconic. And I was like...
Yeah, the iconic...
Very confused because the game didn't exist.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's what I mean. Like, before it came out, they were talking about, oh, this is our next big franchise, blah, 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 blah.
Sure, yeah. They were saying that, yeah.
It's never like... It's never... And, like, again, like, Watch Dogs was a massive, massive deal before it came out. But like when it came out, and it's like, ugh.
To Ubisoft it was, but I don't know if there were that many people who were that excited for it.
Watch Dogs. Not Watch Dogs 2, not Watch Dogs 3, none of the other ones. Because once that, you know what Watch Dogs was.
Yeah.
Before Watch Dogs came out, it was ginormous.
But didn't everyone just go, oh, it's Assassin's Creed, but with a stupid name?
No. I was the only person, because I vividly remember we did a podcast for sometimes for Grim Games. It was me, you, and I think Seth was the only person who was on that episode.
I mean, it's not. Yeah,
And but this was towards the end
Yeah,
when it was just the three of us.
judging on what it was like in general. Yeah.
And we were talking about Watch Dogs. This was just after that E3 where it got announced.
Mhm.
And I said, I have a sneaking suspicion this is just going to be Assassin's Creed,
Mm.
but in the future, like, because like the way the UI was and everything else, it
Yeah,
just felt
yeah,
so
yeah.
Assassin's Creed. And he was like, I really hope it isn't that. I have vivid memories of this.
Sure.
But Watch Dogs was massive, especially when it first got announced. Like when it first got announced, it was ginormous. Like it was the biggest thing that had been announced that year. Like massive. And then when it came closer to release, and there was like a sort of a calmer vibe going on a little bit, there was still like, it was still a huge deal right up until release and the reviews and everything came out and people got their hands on it and they're like, they haven't stuck the landing on this one.
Sure.
And then from then on, Watch Dogs has been
Kind
just
of under liked. I don't know. I drew a blank on what I was trying to say there. Yeah, I get you there.
Yeah, but it was, at the time, it was massive. Like before it came out, it was a huge deal.
I think probably what happens there is Ubisoft gets mentioned and then I zone out.
You need to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, man.
No, I need to play Assassin's Creed Origins. It's
the one. Origins can get in the bin.
No, Oranges is the one game that I need
Odyssey
to play.
is the one game I will ever say to you.
I'll play it after
Ubisoft,
Assassin's Creed
and
Oranges.
I know how you feel. Listen, I know how you feel about Assassin's Creed. I know how you feel about Ubisoft because I share most of that. And if I'm saying to you, even my girlfriend thought that game was a banger, you're missing out on not trying it.
Fuck off! It's still £50 on Steam.
Of course it is. It's on Steam. Digital
Oranges is still £50 on Steam.
Bruv, Origins is dead. Don't get Oranges. It's just worse Odyssey.
I need to get Oranges because as we're talking about the podcast, that's the one I said I would get. 10 years ago when it first was announced, but when you said before the Ubisoft conference, and you said what could Ubisoft do to make you get Assassin's Creed again? And I said, I don't know, put Final Fantasy in it. And then they put Final Fantasy in it. I said, oh shit, that means I have to play it.
This is the Marvel problem all over again.
No. I'm sticking to my chocobo. No. I have to stick to my. He's not even a chocobo. He's got 4 legs. I have to stick to my promise. I have to stick to my promise of Oranges is going to be the one that I play because it has Final Fantasy in it. Because I said that on recording. That is how they bring me back into the franchise, and I still haven't done it.
Oh, it's just not as good.
I'm sure it is.
I was so disappointed by Origins, by the way. Like, because I didn't play it until after Odyssey, right? So I played
That's
Odyssey.
That's not fair, though, is it? Come on.
I played Odyssey because my girlfriend was like, "Oh, this is actually legit good. You should try it." And so I play it, and I played all of it. Like, I started, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I got the platinum trophy. Like, I just went because I didn't play anything else. And I was just
I think that's really unfair, though, because like. Odyssey is clearly like the sequel to Oranges.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is
in every way it's just improved.
So then I was like, oh, I never played Origins, and I sort of wanted to, but like, because I do like ancient Egypt, like that's a vibe I'm super into or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, I should try it, and then I got it, and I was just like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't slap as much. Like you can see, it's very much like Odyssey is very much like
it's Odyssey is the honed version of Oranges, yeah.
And like, but this is why I'm saying don't play Origins, right? Just play Odyssey. And this is why I'm saying it's because
if I play Origins first.
For example, someone else who I know played Origins, loved it, adored it. Actually, no, 2 people I know played Origins, loved it, adored it, then went to play Odyssey and were like, nah.
Sure.
And it's because, like, again, it's the Ubisoft.
It's the same thing.
It's too similar. It's too similar.
Yeah.
And like that's why my girlfriend bounced off Valhalla a bit, like
because it was too similar.
We were like, oh, if they can carry this on and do something with this, they could actually have like given themselves extra development time, everything else. But then it happened to be like a sort of very similar thing again. But that's why I'm saying just go Odyssey. Odyssey is good.
You know I can't.
Oh,
You know I can't.
You're.
I need to stick to my promise.
You're making your own life worse.
I need to stick to my promise, Charlie. But I'm not doing it for 50. I'm not doing it for 50 quid. Not doing it for 50 quid.
Don't just get it. Like,
I'm not getting either of them for 50. No, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Like
like if
don't buy a physical, don't buy a digital copy of it. It's just
no,
not
no,
worth
no.
it for that much
If
money.
I like
Like if it's on a Steam sale, then maybe
tell
sure, but until that point, no, don't bother.
tell you what. Let me look and see. Yeah, 'cause I need to buy some. I need to buy some copies of Mirror's Edge anyway. Let me just look in CX for Assassin's Creed.
By the way, the CX website is the worst thing in the world.
Oh, it's fucking atrocious.
While we're there, I just want to bring up how bad that is.
Okay, I can buy Oranges for a tenner on PS4. I can buy Odyssey for 12 quid.
Just get, oh my god, just get Odyssey.
No, not yet. Mostly because I don't know if I have the money, but I'll keep my eye.
Yeah, then also don't. Yeah, if you don't have the money, then categorically don't.
I'll keep my eye. I'll keep my eye on, because the person I live with at the moment has a PS4. I can play one on PS4. I can play Oranges.
Odyssey is more than £2 better than Origins. Let me put it to you that way.
Sure.
Financially, it's just the correct decision.
I can spend a tenner. I can spend a tenner on a game, you know?
Oh, but you can't spend 12.
No, I need that 2 quid.
You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
I need that 2 quid. Also, it's more on Xbox. I don't know why. Not Oranges.
Maybe
Odyssey.
Might have sold less on there.
Odyssey is 18 quid on Xbox and it's 12 on PS4.
It might have sold less on there, right? So there's less of them around.
Maybe.
I would assume.
I'm not sure. I think I increased the price of Mirror's Edge, by the way. Because you know, so this is how CEX works. It's apparently about supply and demand. So if there's a lot of demand for Mirror's Edge and not as much supply, then the price of it will go up.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
I think it's gone up by 50p. You know.
Nice.
It's all you, Adam.
It's all me. Nobody else. Nobody else.
All you.
Nobody else in the year of our Lord 2021 is buying physical copies of Mirror's Edge from CEX.
There's got to be at least one person, but not copies. A copy.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Fair play. I'll see what I can do about Oranges. Look, I said I'd play it because it's got Final Fantasy in it.
But it's not as good.
That's fine. And I'm sure
have romances in it.
I don't want to do romances in Assassin's Creed.
You trust me, you would in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
No. Also, I'm really at the point where I just don't play any Ubisoft games.
Yeah, you've been at that. What are you saying that?
I've been there for a long time. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm at the point where I don't play Ubisoft games. Like you haven't been there for at least the decade.
At least whenever the last Rayman game
whenever
came
Child
out.
of Light came out, that was it. Once the UbiArt engine was done, that was it. There was no more Ubisoft for you.
Probably. What does Ubisoft even do now?
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, remember like that I would
Far
buy.
Cry, flipping the Division.
I'm somewhat interested in Riders Republic. That could be fun.
Didn't the beta for that just come out or something?
You're not wrong. I think it did.
My brain has seen stuff about Riders Republic of late, but I can't remember what.
I saw someone tweet about Riders
I
Republic.
work with who's talking about like he might get Riders Republic.
Really? That's interesting.
Whereas I've realized that Forza Horizon comes out like the day after or something, and so I'm like, well, why would I not? I'm just gonna play Forza Horizon.
I'm more into skateboarding than I am cars.
But it's the same itch for me, and Forza Horizon is on Game Pass and Riders Republic.
Oh, Forza Horizon's on Game Pass, and yeah, I guess so. Just Dance, Monopoly Madness. Oh my goodness. Oh no, this isn't true. This isn't true, Charlie. I bought a Ubisoft game this year.
Gonna be some bullshit. Here it comes.
For us to stream.
Prep yourselves, everyone. Here it comes. The bullshit.
What's the bullshit? What bullshit? What are you expecting?
What game?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh yeah, see.
Is that bullshit?
A re-release. Fuck it.
Yeah, but I bought it specifically.
Did you see the trailers, by the way, for the GTA re-releases?
No, but I've heard.
This is another thing I need other people's opinions on right now.
God, okay.
because I've been so out of the loop all week, as you both know, right? I've just not been sick, so I've not even been watching shows or anything. I've not been like taking in the information I usually would, right?
Yeah.
And so I watched the GTA Remasters trailer when it came out yesterday or the day before. Did either of you two see them?
No.
I did not.
No. You know I have no interest in GTA.
Yeah, but you might have seen the trailer.
I've seen people talking about them.
It's only 30 seconds long or whatever it was.
I have that much time for GTA. I have seen people talking about them. What is your opinion? And I can tell you what I've read on Twitter.
Just look. I can't decide whether it looks good or bad.
The majority of people on Twitter, I think, say that it looks bad. I've seen some people say that it doesn't matter that it looks bad because you can play it on Switch, or it's however many years old now, so it's fine. And it looks good enough to be a GTA game that you'd enjoy playing.
It just reminds me, and the thing is about those GTAs, you're playing it for the gameplay, right? But
yeah.
There's just like there's a frustration to me about like
they've done a remaster of a
people
game.
To look, you put something in Unreal Engine and you give it volumetric like ray tracing or whatever, and like people go, "Oh, it looks so good," and I'm like, I think that looks bad. I just don't get it. I don't understand the logic. And like this looks like you've taken the old GTA games and just put it in Unreal and given it ray tracing, and everyone goes, "Oh," and I'm like, I don't. But again, I haven't looked up any of the responses, so I don't know. But I looked at it and I was just like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll play like San Andreas, specifically out of the three of them. So San Andreas is coming to Game Pass again day one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So I'll play San Andreas and San Andreas is the one I really want to play out of them, all of them anyway. So I'll play San Andreas again, but like for at least some amount of time. But I just don't know what I think.
Should I play San Andreas?
No, you should play Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, it's not a fucking Game Pass.
Oh yeah, sure.
San Andreas. Oh shit!
You were literally specifically going, "Oh, it's on Game Pass, so I'll play it."
Yeah, if it's on Game Pass, then yeah, sure, give it a shot. Yeah, give it a whirl. Because you'll have Game Pass. Yeah, that's a fair point. So give it a whirl. If you're interested in it, give it a shot. I mean, it's
not relatively.
I know you're not. And it won't change your mind at all. But I think San Andreas is good.
You don't think it will? Why would it not change my mind?
Because it's just an older GTA game. Why would it change your mind?
Oh,
if you're not into the newer GTA
like being
games,
the best
categorically
one, right?
better, you're not going to be more into San Andreas.
Sure.
San Andreas, which is the blueprint for GTA 5.
Have you played the newer GTA games, Adam?
Yeah, I played GTA 5. I played GTA 4 and GTA 5. I played GTA 5 to the end of the story as well. Which is probably surprising.
That is actually surprising. Although GTA 5 is the most... GTA 5 is
playable.
The most finishable.
Yeah.
It's the most finishable in terms of like... I've only ever finished... No, to be fair, I finished 4 as well. I finished 3, so I finished San Andreas 4 and 5. But like... San Andreas and 4 are a slog to get to the end. Not a slog, but there's just a lot going on.
I did play 4 for a good few hours and then decided I hated everything about the game.
5 in terms of like the way it works is just the most finishable.
Yeah, 5's very playable. Like there's a lot about 5 to just like, you know how I feel about GTA. I can't be asked. Like I don't particularly dislike them or like them either way, but like GTA 5 is 100% out of all of them, other than GTA 1 that I've played. Because yes, I've played GTA 1. That is the most playable and the most enjoyable in sort of like moment to moment gameplay. For like, there's not even like a competition.
They've spoken about with these ones that they're re-releasing. That they're also redoing the controls. I think
that's a good thing.
Which will help because I went back and I was someone who really loved Vice City. Like I loved Vice City more than I liked San Andreas. And then a couple of years ago, I went back to play them both, and I could not finish Vice City for the life of me. Really? It just the controls. It just didn't work for me. Whereas then after that I started playing San Andreas like literally straight after, and that really worked. And I just went through all of it instantaneously. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. This is exactly what I wanted.
Sure.
And it's only little improvements between the two. But if they do change all of them to have better controls, then I would love to go back and play Vice City and 3 because I never even played 3.
I think I might have
3
played
came
3
out in
for a few minutes at one point.
I think 3 came out in 2001, and so that was just too early for me.
Yeah.
Vice City was the first one, so yeah, I never played it, so I'd be interested, and I would want to go back and play Vice City, but I think San Andreas gets overlooked.
Really? I think people say San Andreas is that one that with CJ in it?
Yeah.
I think San Andreas is the one that people say is the best in the series.
There's a big argument between that and Vice City being being from the PS2 era specifically.
Yeah, sure.
I think, and then the argument would be which one of those versus GTA 5, and I
think
that just depends on your age. I think if you're our age, you'd probably say the PS2 one, and if you're any younger than that, you'd probably say the GTA 5.
Sure.
But like, for me, like, I think San Andreas just gets a little bit overlooked because people love the vibe of Vice City more, which I think is totally fair. I think San Andreas is a lot more ambitious in terms of just everything it does, its scope, its vibe, all of it. But I think people love the vibe of Vice City so much that they sort of overlook San Andreas, which I don't think they should, because that I think is actually a better game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it doesn't. But the radio stations aren't as good, and that's kind of what it boils down to a lot of time with GTA.
Sure.
Which one has the best radio stations, and that is categorically Vice City. Out of the two, like, I love all of the music in San Andreas, obviously, but Vice City has a much wider breadth of music, and it also has, like, you're bopping along, you're listening to 80s vibes, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm here.
Do you remember playing GTA 5? That my favourite thing in playing GTA 5 was getting in some sort of helicopter with a rocket launcher and playing Glamorous by Fergie.
Yeah, Glamorous. Amory, one thing.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That was the song that reignited my love for Amory, one thing.
That was the song that made everybody know who Amory is, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, like, obviously I knew it at the time and I loved it at the time, but I never thought about it until GTA 5 came out. And then I was like, because I got GTA 5 2 days before it came out, because a game shop near me would sell it to me 2 days before it came out.
Sure.
And I don't think they'd do it now. If I went back to that shop, I don't think they would do it. But because I think there's different people in charge now. But I'd go up to the counter, and like, he must have known that I knew when games were coming out, because I would always come in like 2 to 3 days before they'd come out. But I'd go up to the guy behind the counter and go, "Oh, when is GTA 5 coming out?" And then he would look towards his boss. His boss would give him a nod, and he'd reach under the counter and just slide it across and say 50 quid. I was like,
well, was this an independent game shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, having worked in an independent game shop, who, they got the games in. When they got the games in, they were like, we'll just sell them. Yeah. It doesn't matter, because it's an independent game shop. If someone, obviously you can't put them on the shelves.
Yeah.
Because if anybody sees you selling those games early, they will be like, oh, like if for example, Game had come in, or someone from Game came in, saw that you were selling it early, and then went to their manager and said, hey, this, like, you could get your license revoked for like the specific games or whatever. So obviously, if the manager's in, just go, fuck it, he's got. Have we got GTA 5? Yeah, sure, here you go, mate. It's fine, whatever. Just give us this, But
I vividly remember playing it like before it came out, and like driving about one of the early missions, and Amory One Thing came on, and me going, "Oh, I used to love this song," and then I've not stopped listening to Amory One Thing since.
That's good,
because it's an unreal song. It's an excellent pop song.
On your ranking, on your list of the best pop songs of all time, does it?
It's up there. It's top 5.
Top 5. Oh.
It's top 5. It's definitely up there.
Oh.
It's got some stiff competition, but it's up there.
There we go.
But yeah, if you're intrigued enough, I suspect the download won't be super big.
I don't know how I don't know how intrigued I am compared to how busy I am.
Yeah, you won't play it, and that's totally okay.
Like, I could probably download it and then not play it. Like
you might be more intrigued into if it was GTA 6, because it might be doing something new. But this is,
I probably would play GTA 6 to be fair.
This is an old GTA game doing nothing new. I wouldn't blame you for not playing it.
Like
I think I really like. I'm happy. Like, San Andreas is the one that I would want to replay the most, even if it's not the one I'm most Like I want to finish Vice City. I would like to play 3, but San Andreas is like the one I think is the best. So that coming to Game Pass for free on day 1 is calm with me.
It's good, yeah. It's pretty cool. Game Pass is a. Well, I know that we kind of live off Game Pass, or at least like I do anyway. At this point, like I don't think I'd buy any new games unless it's something I'm specifically looking forward to. Like I just put some money towards Endwalker when that comes out next month. Like I haven't bought like a single game for a long time because all the games I get are on Game Pass or free with Epic, or I mean we get a code for some stuff as well, like Jet or whatever, Tom, which is good. Yeah.
I like the idea of having like Game Pass must be such easy income for them.
For Microsoft, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like they just need to pop on like man, like my Twitter was going mad when Final Fantasy 13 went up on Twitter, went up on Game Pass, and that was like a month or so ago. And a lot of people were going, "Oh hey, Final Fantasy 13's on Game Pass. Let's all get Game Pass and play it." You know?
I mean, I think I got Game Pass to play Sea of Thieves.
With us, I think, yeah.
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 But there are so many.
I was thinking, is it worth it for me to have Game Pass? Like, because it's like it's the only game I play on it, and eventually, then I started downloading more games, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just kind of worth it.
Eventually, it just becomes worth it, doesn't it? Like you just go, oh, I guess it's worth it now. Like Minecraft is coming soon.
Yeah, but I feel like you should really be playing a certain amount of games for it to be like, yep, this is I am financially better off.
I mean, it's a tenner a month. If you're buying a game a month, you're financially better off.
Depends what game.
It does depend on what game, but like, let's say you play a new game a month. Regardless of what that game is, like Forgotten City's coming up in a couple of days on Game Pass, like next week. If you play Forgotten City on Game Pass, that's your month's Game Pass made. Age of Empires, if you play Age of Empires, that's your Minecraft, that's your month. Forza, Halo Infinite, that's your month, you know? Back 4 Blood just came out. That's your month.
That's good. It was good. Back 4 Blood.
I don't want to feel like I feel weird being like Game Pass is good because a lot of people are like, oh, Microsoft fanboy or whatever, but like, nah, Game Pass is good, man.
Oh, are you kidding? I hate Microsoft. What do you mean?
I know, right? That's what I mean. Like, I'm not. If anyone calls me a Microsoft fanboy, I'll just be like a bit thrown back. But like, nah, Game Pass is good, man. It's good. Anyway, I think that's it. I think we're coming to the end of the podcast. I'm going to say a massive thank you to everyone who stuck around. Everyone who decided to have a listen.
In fact, yeah. Speaking of which, like, I feel like a lot of us are hoping that they drop the Xbox as a competitor console because
I predicted that they would eventually do that. That they're in the process of dropping them.
I think we all predicted that would happen. We all had a conversation about it.
Yeah, I wrote an article on it and I published that, and then I think we talked about that on here at one point.
As long as they still make money off it, I don't think they will. But
they don't make money off it.
That's the thing. They don't make money from it. They've never made a.
They do, otherwise they wouldn't make it.
No, they don't make it. They haven't made a penny off the Xbox.
They have never made a penny off the Xbox.
No, but you don't make money off the console. You make the money off the game selling on the console.
Sure. But I also don't think I think so. Nintendo were the only company that ever made money off their console. I assume at this point, I'm not sure whether that's still a thing for the Switch, but you know, it definitely was for the Wii and Wii U. But like, even compared to like the game selling on the consoles, I don't think Microsoft made that much money.
No, they 100% have, because otherwise they wouldn't do it. If you're
I'm pretty sure they made it because they wanted to have a competitor, because they wanted to be a competitor, and they wanted to keep being a competitor to all the tech companies.
They wouldn't have made 4 of them, with multiple SKUs of each, including now in the middle of a pandemic where there's been chip crisis and all this other stuff. They wouldn't have bothered making a video game console if they weren't going to make money.
Sure.
Well, they're already stopping, from what I've heard. Like, haven't some of these consoles already stopped production?
I don't think so.
Which ones? None of the new ones, no.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
think
obviously,
so.
they don't make they're not making new Xbox 360s. I mean, they might be for places like Brazil, but they're not making new Xbox 360s for, the West as such. But all right, at least I don't think they are.
I don't
But they
know.
100% make money. There's zero chance they don't make money from it. Otherwise, they just wouldn't do it. It doesn't make financial sense. Like, I'm not saying you don't, but it's a holistic thing. You don't just say, I have made this product, I sell it for this much, I make the money. It's like, this enables this amount of income to come in, And until that stops being the case, then they probably won't. They'll probably just carry on,
They ended the 360 production in 2016.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. The only place I could have imagined they would make it for would be places like Brazil, which have weird video game console laws, and so like the PS2 is still popular there.
And all of the Xbox One consoles are no longer in production, other than the S.
Yeah, there you go. They're still selling Xbox. They're still making Xbox One. So
they're making Xbox One S specifically, but they're the ones that.
Yeah, but that's like saying they don't make PS2s, but they still make PS2 Slims.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that is it, I believe, for today. What's happening? What's going on? Where can we find? What are you, Louis? What is it that you've been?
What is it that I have been? I have been a human being with no other interest than to promote our dog shit products, sometimes video games.
Cool. I'm glad that you have no other hobbies.
I mean, my hobbies just involve playing way too much Destiny.
Yes.
And recently, I've just spent like the past few days playing Fallout 4.
Beautiful.
We never talked about any video games this week. We briefly mentioned that I played Fallout 4 once.
We talked about so many video games.
I mean, yeah, but we haven't talked about playing video games.
True.
We just talked about companies doing stuff.
That's what a video game podcast is about.
I suppose it is. I suppose it.
What are you, Charlie?
Hired.
We talked so much about films.
That's good. Films are good. Can they find you doing anything anywhere, Charlie? No?
None, honestly, no.
Cool.
There's no point.
Good.
I'm not tweeting. I'm not doing anything right now, so...
Good.
Do you not want to plug any of your other stuff that you're a part of?
No.
Cool. I'm glad.
I'm not doing any of that either. I'm in survive mode.
Sure.
Which means I'm not going on Twitter, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. You're just hopefully making it through the day.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can find me on Hurd and Noise on Twitter, Hurd and Noise Facebook, Rabbits Ahoy on Twitch if I'm playing stuff. I will be streaming Final Fantasy 14 at some point.
When does Thingy come out?
And I pre-ordered it on the internet, which means that I get some XP thing which I needed, and I also get early access to the DLC. So I get it on the 19th.
19th, okay.
But I think it's out on the 28th. So I get it a week before it comes out.
Fair enough.
It's not really digital pre-orders. So I know. I get I get nice earrings for the game that help me actually finish the stuff that I want to do on time, and also it's just buying the game early. I haven't like pre-ordered anything. I just bought the game early.
I hate everything you're saying. It just makes me so.
And I get it a week earlier than everybody else, I guess.
Ugh.
I know. Ugh. Whatever.
You're going to be streaming that, right, when it comes out?
Yeah, almost definitely will be. On Rabbits Ahoy, at least. Yeah, almost definitely. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? I might as well jump on that. In fact, that's probably a good thing. If I didn't pre-order it, I would be a week behind. Right. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, that's the way you want to think about it.
Let's think about it that way. If you want to check out some of the cool stuff we are doing on Sometimes Video Games, you can find us on YouTube at Sometimes Video Games. Last thing we put up is a really great interview with the people who made the soundtrack for indie game Toem, with Jamal Green and Launchable Socks. It's a real good time. I recommend you go take a look at that interview. It's good fun, and I worked pretty hard on it. There's some nice stuff in there.
It's good.
Thank you.
Yes, you better like it.
Sure. We've got some more stuff coming up soon on the YouTube channel. There's a preview coming up at the very least, as well as maybe a couple more reviews and stuff like that. Maybe some interviews as well. Got some more stuff lined up. We are also live tomorrow on this very Twitch channel. So if you haven't followed us yet, make sure you do that. So you can join in with Jackbox tomorrow at 8:30 UK time. We're gonna have some fun. Have some fun. It was fun last time. Be fun again.
We hope.
It was a ruddy good laugh, it was.
Jeez. Yes. Until then, though, thank you very much for listening, watching, whatever it is that you're doing. Have a nice day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Have any much. Bye-bye.
Bye.